If you just have a newsroom or a room full of the same people, you're not going to grow, you're not going to learn anything. Like, how are you supposed to move forward? How are you supposed to get creative? How are you supposed to get other ideas if everybody thinks the same?
What was it like breaking into a male-dominated industry, and what is your advice to others who are doing or are wanting to do the same?
It's very challenging to be an outsider looking in. You know, it's, at the time I thought the odds were stacked against me. So I'm working class, I'm Black, and I'm a female, and I want to work in the sports industry. And bearing in mind, I didn't have any direct contacts in the sports world because it's very cliquey. So I had to actually go the other way around and take another route and go into the music industry. And that started when I was about 16 years old. And yeah, it's amazing, again, amazing what can happen when you just stay persistent and, you know, you make your own contacts and you make good relationships as well. So I got in that way. Again, every bit was challenging. I've enjoyed myself and I've enjoyed meeting a lot of people and learning along the way. But sometimes when you are going into an industry that is white, male, and middle class, you do feel like an outsider. And I felt that for a very long time. And I would say I only kind of shook that, I don't know, that feeling, that uncomfortable feeling of being the only one. I would say probably 5 or 6 years ago. I haven't felt like that since coming to Turkey. You know, and it's very visible. It's very obvious that I'm, you know, very different. But I've been accepted here, and I'm respected for my work and what I do. I haven't had any problems. But in the UK, it was slightly different for me. But I still managed to make my way, I suppose. But if I had to give any advice to anybody coming into this industry, is to stay persistent and positive. But I do think it's changed a lot. I don't think it's going to be as bad for the next generation because of social media, and it's made things a lot easier for people to get in contact with someone. Like, you just go on LinkedIn, or, you know, go onto Twitter or go onto Instagram and then slide in the DMs, and that's for, I don't know, work experience. Or if you're a content creator, you do your own thing, and then you get the broadcasters looking at your product, and then they invite you in. So it's a lot different now. Is it easy? It's more accessible now. Whereas when I was coming in, I don't want to give away my age so much. But, you know, when I was, you know, trying to get in, it was, you know, I had to knock down doors. I had to kick down doors. I had to hand in my CV. I had to carry on with the calls, like call every week. Have you read my CV? Have you read my CV? No, Samantha, but we will do. Okay, call the next week and do it again until they let me in. And then I stayed there.
What is the secret to your career growth?
The secret, the secret, I would say persistence. It's persistence. It's not allowing my ego to take over, because at some point in your career, you're going to get humbled. You may walk into somewhere and think, hey, I know all this. It's all right. You don't have to tell me anything, but you will get humbled, and very quickly. And then it's about how you bounce back as well. So I would say my I don't know if it's a secret, but what's helped me is persistence. And again, keeping my ego in check, being able to listen as well. You've got to listen to other people. You know, you got to have great mentors as well. I've always had great mentors to help me along the way. I think those are the main components.
As a, you know, broadcast journalist, what do you believe the key to effective communication is?
The key to effective communication, and we touched on it a little bit earlier, is actually listening. It's amazing what happens when you actually listen to other people. You can respond in the right way. I would say emotional intelligence as well. That goes a very, very long way, especially when you work on a huge team. So you have to understand that you can't treat everybody the same way. You can't talk to everybody in the same manner. It's knowing more about that person and then kind of tuning in and think, okay, so I can't say harsh words or be so blunt with this person, so I'm going to do it another way. Whereas with this person, I can just say, okay, this is XYZ, and then they get it. So that's a really, really important and key way of communication. And I just hope more people actually tune into that. I think in this day and age, emotional intelligence is key. It's very important because again, it's again, we are in a very tough environment, and you don't know how people are actually dealing with it behind closed doors. So I think those are very, very important.
What does diversity and inclusion mean to you personally, and why are they important?
Oh gosh, diversity and inclusion means everything to me, because if it didn't, I wouldn't be where I am today. I think it's impossible for any organization to thrive if you don't have a diverse company. I mean, I work for an international news station. It's kind of impossible not to have a diverse newsroom. But imagine all the stories and the experience you have from people from different backgrounds. If you just have a newsroom or a room full of the same people, you're not going to grow, you're not going to learn anything. Like, how are you supposed to move forward? How are you supposed to get creative? How are you supposed to get other ideas if everybody thinks the same? It's not going to happen. So short and sweet, like, this is why we need more diversity and inclusion, and it has to come from a very genuine place. So because of what's happened in 2020, the Black Lives Matter movement, there are companies that are speaking up now saying, yeah, we believe in diversity. I'm like, okay, that's great. What are you going to do about it? And I said last year, okay, let's see where we are in a year's time to see if you're back in your chat, basically. But yeah, if you do believe in diversity and inclusion, then it has to be genuine. It really does. You can't fake it.